Hi everyone, this is Dr. Mike, host of the free iTunes podcast, Psychiatric Secrets Revealed with Dr. Mike, but that's not why I'm here today. This is another Saving Savvy episode, this time talking about Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile Soap. This is the liquid version. It also comes in a bar version, which is very similar, except one, of course, is solid and one is liquid. And many of Dr. Bronner's products have some essential oils in them. This one happens to be the tea tree version, but it also comes in a variety of other, scents, almond, rose, peppermint, etc. So, and even one that doesn't have anything in it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this, but first I'm going to talk about soaps and detergents in general. So, soaps have been around for literally thousands and thousands of years, probably thousands of years before even the birth of Christ. And to make soap, it's a fairly simple process. You either take animal fats like tallow or lard or vegetable oils like coconut oil or olive oil, and you mix them with a very strong base like potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. A reaction takes place and you make soap. Now, what makes soap so important is the fact that oil and water normally don't mix. We all know that you mix a little vinaigrette or something up and you let it sit for a while and it separates. So a soap molecule is basically starting out as a fatty acid molecule that's long like this. And by its very nature, the molecule itself interacts very well with fat because it's a fatty acid. However, in the process of making soap, the other end of the molecule now can interact very well with water. So you have this sort of bridge between water and fat, grease and grime if you want to think about cleaning things. And by doing that, you now can easily wash away the fat with the water, which you normally could not do. Soap has one significant drawback, however, and that's that it doesn't work very well in hard water situations. In other words, situations where there's a lot of minerals in the water, because it tends to precipitate or clumps of those minerals into soap scum. And so soap scum isn't what you really want when you kind of wash your hair or maybe even your dishes or laundry or things like that. So in the 1940s, actually in 1946, in Germany, detergents were developed. Now, detergents are very, very similar to soap, but instead of using like animal fat or vegetable oils, usually they use a petroleum base, which is also organic, by the way, and the chemical reactions take place, and now you have a molecule very similar, a long molecule. One end interacts with fat, one end interacts with water. This is called lipophilic, this is called hydrophilic. And it works just like soap, except it works better in hard water because it doesn't precipitate out things like calcium and magnesium and those sorts of things, and you don't get soap scum. So you have these agents that have been around for a very long time, and they're used for a variety of products, both personal products like personal hygiene, but you could also use them for doing laundry or industrial things like getting the grease off your floor or whatever, because basically we want to be able to combine the fats and the water and wash them away because the fats attract grime. All right, so what has happened through the years? Well, through the years, manufacturers have customized products to better suit the needs of particular tasks. So, for instance, if you look at laundry detergent, not only is it a detergent, but it also has things in it like whiteners and water softeners, of course, fragrance, maybe enzymes to get rid of grass stains or whatever. If you look at body wash, which is typically also a detergent, it's going to have things in there to make it more colorful and more fragrant, but also things to perhaps give it a thicker feel and maybe suds up better and things that people like in those types of products. Now, obviously, the closer your task is to the product's intention, the better the results. So you could take, for instance, laundry detergent and wash your dishes with it, but I wouldn't recommend washing your body with it. It's just too harsh. Likewise, you could take body wash and wash your hair with it, but I guess you could do laundry with it, but it's going to be a little bit too sudsy and those sorts of things. So what about a product like this? Oh, and I also wanted to mention that a lot of those agents that you hear about in kind of consumer products are often touted as being terrible and bad, and really for most cases they're not. And the one that you hear the most about is sodium lauryl sulfate. That's a detergent and foaming agent. It's never been proved to cause cancer, and people often will say, oh, it causes cancer. That was based on a viral email that someone sent out in the 90s that has no basis in fact. So most of these products are pretty safe for most people, but there are some exceptions. So for instance, when my wife had one of our kids a number of years ago, she developed some severe eczema. She went to the doctor, got some treatment for it. It only partially worked. And she swears that the three things that helped her the most, one was taking fish oil, the other one was avoiding melons like cantaloupe, and the third thing that we kind of found was that there was an agent in kind of a lot of consumer grade hygiene products called polyethylene glycol that she developed a sensitivity to. And so when we eliminated all those products from her life, her eczema got much, much better, and now many years later, she absolutely can use polyethylene glycol type products. She still takes the fish oil, but she has to watch melons a bit. So sometimes some people can develop sensitivities to certain products in hygiene products. But the biggest offender in these products are not those things. The biggest offenders are the colorants for some people, but the really, really big offender is the thing that we all love the most, and that's the powerful scent. So if you're like me and you want to buy a new shampoo, sometimes you go to the store and you kind of crack the bottles open and you sniff them and you go, hey, this one smells pretty nice, or this one smells fresh and clean, or I really like the color of this particular product, and we buy them, and we like using them. But those are often the agents that cause the most problems with skin conditions, rashes, and that sort of thing. So now that we've talked about that, let's talk about Dr. Bronner's. Now, Dr. Bronner has all this writing on there, which I can't read because I'm old, and even with my magnifying glasses, I still can't see it very well. This is called 18-in-1. I used to call it Miracle Soap. Magic Soap. And this is a Castile Soap. Castile soaps are made from olive oil in the Castile region of Spain. This has some olive oil in it, and I think it's made in the United States, but it still classifies as a Castile soap. And it's a liquid because instead of using sodium hydroxide, they use potassium hydroxide to make the soap. And this is a soap, it's not a detergent. The old Dr. Bronner had 18-in-1 very interesting uses. Some of them were not accurate. For instance, he said it could be used as a birth control agent. I would not recommend that. But it is a useful soap because it's a generalist. Now, we talked about laundry soap being great for laundry, and we talked about body wash being great for body wash because it had these different agents in it. Well, this basically is just soap, and it also has a little bit of citric acid in it, which I think is probably a preservative, maybe to adjust the pH or the acidity of it. And I think it also has a little bit of vitamin E, also probably a preservative. The only additional agent that this has is the, in this case, tea tree oil. And so because of that, because it is just a soap, it really can be used for a variety of different reasons. So you can use it as a body wash. I've actually used it straight up to shave with. It actually works pretty well. It works better if you just put it straight on your face as opposed to trying to lather it up. It can work as a shampoo. I know I don't have much to shampoo here, but if you do use it as a shampoo, it is a little drying, and you're probably going to want to use some sort of conditioner on your hair afterwards. I don't need to worry about that. Technically, you could use this to wash clothes or wash your floor or even wash your dishes. It's not going to work quite as well as the commercial products because, again, it doesn't have all those additional agents in it, but it will work. And so this could be a great product if you want an all-around product, if you went camping or maybe you're going on a trip. I sure remember my college days where on occasion I would have to wash out my underwear or socks in the sink because I didn't get time to go to the to the laundromat, and so a soap like this would work very well in those situations. And because it doesn't have a lot of additives, it's going to be a lot more biodegradable. Some of the claims that you hear from this soap are, I think, partially true. One of the claims is that only a few drops are needed to take an entire shower. Now, granted, I'm a big guy, so maybe I need more. I need a good squirt. But if you want to get the most mileage out of any soap, use one of these things. I don't even know what these are called. These are made out of plastic. This one happens to be recycled, which is why it's not really brightly colored, but you can get them anywhere. And you basically squirt the soap in here, lather it up, and this will make any soap last longer because it just stays in this device, and then you just wash yourself with it. So if you're interested in saving some money, I would say get one of these items here. Another one of the claims of this soap is that you can brush your teeth with it, and you certainly can. Uh, any kind of toothpaste has soap in it. It also has a lot of sweeteners and other things, so it tastes okay. This tastes like soap, so I tried brushing my teeth. It worked actually very well, but I had a soapy taste no matter what I did for a period afterwards, and I don't think I want to do that again. It's a fairly mild soap, and it's going to be less drying than something like a Dial or Safeguard or one of those types of soap, but probably a little more drying than something like Dove. So if you have dry skin and you want something that's organic and uses only animal product or uses only plant products, then this might be a way to go too. So it is good for things like that. I really like tea tree products. I have dry skin that gets kind of itchy, and for whatever reason, the tea tree products tend to really help with that. Some people have some concerns about tea tree products, saying that, here again, that carcinogen sort of fear. I don't think that's ever really been shown in large-scale studies, maybe with animals using super high concentrations or something. But I think it really is a great additive, and I really like tea tree products. So use your own discretion on that. So anyway, so what do I think of Dr. Bronner's? I do think it's a wonderful product. I do think that it works very well. I do think it's a generalist, so you can use it for a lot of other things, especially in a pinch, going traveling, camping, or if you really want to just use one product for a lot of different things. Again, don't expect it to work quite as well as the products that are designed for specific tasks. But I think it's definitely a win product, and I like it a lot. I think it's reasonably priced for what you get, and there's no coloration in it, which is kind of nice, and the scent is all natural, so that's a good thing too. So would I recommend the product? Absolutely. But to be really honest, if you are just an average person with average skin, there's nothing wrong with using these other products too, the commercial products, despite what you may hear. This one feels a little bit nicer to use though. So take care. Give my podcast a listen. It's free. It's on iTunes, and I put a lot of work into it. And, of course, as always, have a great day.